Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
This is DJ Mr. West with Hot 702.5 FM. Las Vegas entrepreneurs, it's time to reset, recharge, and realign. Be part of the Entrepreneur Reset, a one-day experience on Sunday, November 16th in Las Vegas. This full-day, hands-on event will help you reflect, refocus, and realign your business and mindset for the year ahead. Space is limited. Visit entrepreneurreset.net and use code HOT7025FM for 20% off tickets. See you there.
Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
It's your girl, Miss Connie, coming to you every Wednesday at 5 p.m., discussing the levels of intimacy. What's your naked truth? Stay tuned in to stay turned on. See you at 5. This is Miss Connie from Levels of Intimacy. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5 FM. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Connie LV, and once again, it is happy hour. It's another wig off Wednesday here at Levels of Intimacy, the naked truth. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV. Make sure you grab you a beverage of choice, stay sipped on so you can stay turned on right now in the events that we are getting ready to discuss. I am here. I have the whole 55 minutes to myself. So I'm going to give it to you this week, but yeah, make sure you click, comment, share, subscribe right now. And, before we get the show started make sure you click, share, subscribe, and copy and paste. And also, if you want to call in, feel free to call 702-551-5261 if you want to be a part of the live broadcast. And you can follow us on Miss Connie LV, The Naked Truth. That's on YouTube. Also, click and subscribe. We got some things coming up where you won't have access, okay, unless you're intentional about this growth over here. Okay. All right. So, yeah, everybody, like I said, welcome to the show. This is Connie. I want to talk about today the collaboration of businesses here in the city of Las Vegas. I had a show topic per usual. It's a lot of conversations had with me in the midst of businesses. But before the day got started, before the show got started, actually, I had a conversation with my mom. So I definitely wanted to tap in on that topic too. Hopefully she'll have a moment to tap in. If you're watching, once again, the number is 702-551-5261. Yes, thank you, everyone. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV, and let's get right into this show today. Before I start, I want to definitely give a shout out to Mattapan Community Development Center. You've already seen me post. I've shared a few commercials and reel. We actually have a commercial running on other stations as well about the cause for the cause, okay? Make sure we celebrating the elders and the matriarchs in our family. We have an event December 19th. This is a charitable event at the Fremont Country Club located at 601 Fremont in downtown Las Vegas. Listen, this is a disability-friendly event, okay? You literally park steps from the door. There is no up, there is no down, there is no walk-through casino, there is no ding, ding, dong, 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 and no elevators. Listen, if you are in a wheelchair, on handicap accessible equipment, this is the place for you. Because I know sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming going in these casinos, and I only got one bad knee. And I'm stressed out about the walk. It definitely does affect how we kick it here as locals in Las Vegas when we have to go to these events, because I know that I got to really, really, really appreciate the artists to deal with any level of casino, garage parking, downtown traffic, Vegas Strip traffic. So I'm letting you know, this is on Fremont. So this is a traffic friendly event. Okay. So make sure you go on Eventbrite, look for a tribute to the Temptations, click that link. We have general admission seating and also VIP. I got me and my people VIP tickets because I'm celebrating the elders in my life. And speaking of, that's what today's show is going to be about. I often ask, my general community, what's the topics? I speak with younger men, older men, women, friends, elders. And my mom, she mentioned, you should have a conversation about how are we caring for our elderly parents? And I'm like, who, me? She like, no, fool me. I'm going to make myself the elderly parent at this point. But no, she was like, no, me. And I'm like, why are you worried? I'm here. And she was like, well, you so doggone crazy. I don't even know, if I'm able to, if something happens and I'm coming to stay with you, or, what's going to happen to me? Are you going to put me in a nursing home? And I'm like, what? And give the nursing facility the whole check? No, ma'am. You coming with me and you paying some bills over here at our house. That's what we will be doing. And as soon as you sign that power of attorney, what you reap, you shall sow. Okay? Because we're going to run it back one time. Shout out to my cousin Jessica. We had this conversation not even an hour ago about the wooden spoon being introduced, because, lady, you are going to get it. I'm not promoting elderly abuse, though. It's just called tough love, because sometimes caring for the adult people can be a bit overwhelming, which is, I think, where I'm at in my life right now, because a lot of my friends, female friends, that are married and unmarried are caring for either elderly parents, whether they set themselves up to be financially stable or not, and with husband and children. So some of the people that's my age, they have elderly parents that's coming to live within the home. And then in that home dynamic, you have a husband, you have a job. And if you started late in life, or probably where you should have, because some of us started a little bit too early, which it worked for me. Okay, hence that's why my children are older. But you have all these people like tugging at you, so you very seldom have time to yourself, which is why I always stress self-care. Being in a beauty profession, I watch women budget themselves out. And I'm just like, there cannot be an overabundance of juice here if the back of my neck is nappy. I won't have to go get my hair done. You're going to need to go and get your hair done, So that's just where I'm at with it. Listen, I'm not even about to go off on my tangent about how you should do you, but I'm just saying, if you somewhere in between, it's not even an age bracket anymore. If you're somewhere in between a husband, some kids, some grandkids, and a parent, an elderly parent, or some family member, because I have clients who are literally taking care of other family members who didn't have children, who didn't set themselves up to be as financially secure. Well, she is financially secure, but she can't care for herself. So, you don't want to have your people over here with these, in these nursing facilities where it's not always the most favorite place to be, But my mother, we definitely had that conversation, and there was some worry and concern. So I wanted to definitely tap in on that, and we're going to get into that later in the show. Maybe she'll call in within the half hour. But before I continue on with that, I want to run it back and give another shout out to a business collaboration that I had over the weekend. Shout out to Mimi Decor LV. Her and we do a lot of events together. I don't post a lot anymore like I used to, because It's just a lot. Okay. And also shout out to Kenyatta over at Occasions Banquet Hall. Listen, and you know what? I'm not going to forget you, Celeb, because when Celeb come to town, he is here for the lady. Like, I love it. Everybody is trying to figure out who is Celeb. Celeb is like a godsend for me. Since the day I met him, he has showed up. He has worked. If I need him for anything, he is there. He has helped me with branding, social media. He is very handy and useful. So I'm selling you too, Celeb. So he came in and was wait staff for me for the event. It was a very successful event. And it's just an experience, So all three of us collaborated. Shout out to Mimi. We were up late at night decorating for this cultural wedding that started at 5 a.m. So that was something different, because they wanted to get married at sunrise. So being a part of an event business, I've had so many beautiful experiences with so many different cultures. It's a beautiful thing, but it's exhausting. So to have, a few black girls on your team and a gent is priceless. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I did a special shout out to those two businesses. And listen, if you're looking to book an event backdrop, we have literally amongst the three of us everything. Like, you don't need to contact any other outside sources. So Mimi Decor LV, Occasions Banquet Hall, and you already know me. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV. That's Intims.C Private and Cozy Events. And we're here for you. I mean, everything from floral backdrops to linens, chair covers, party, any type of thing, Mimi can put it together. She's a very hardworking young woman. So I love you, ladies. Thank you so very much. And actually, I have another project that Kenyatta over at Occasions, her and I, we are working out. Kind of a roundtable internet cafe thing, because I have a lot of conversations with people throughout the day about everything. Sometimes it's a little bit exhausting, but I don't know everything, but I do know what I'm talking about, so I can be funny, but on real, I'm not a joke, especially when it comes to some levels of business. So I said we needed to create like a roundtable event where we can come and kind of collab, especially with this content creation thing. A lot of people, they don't know how to work Canva, CapCut, all these different apps to create these reels. So just faster ways to learn things and understanding a little bit more about AI applications and everything. So I said, hey, you know what we need to have? I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what's going on type of event. So make sure you keep in contact with me, because I think we'll be starting that next month on like a Monday, Tuesday type thing. And we wanted to make it like a vibe because it is a collaboration of businesses. So also Ebony Faith Evans, which she's my DJ, and she's trying to create content. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's get together over at the space. You create a little vibe. She gets her content for her video music. Having a couple of bites, come in and learn from each other, and still have a day out where we can handle business. Because sometimes it's not easy to just work at home. It's just not. And also, that's on the business end of it. But on the extracurricular side of it, maybe health and wellness, we have my girl Carlissa. She coming out. She just got her certification to do hip hop. I think it's hip hop cardio or hip hop workout with EOS. So her and I are collaborating with that, as well as with the hula hoop workout, because the hula hoop workout is still in effect. But if you don't contact me, I don't contact you, because I am not a fitness instructor. I am just somebody who is literally worried about her own behind. Literally and figuratively, okay? So listen, if you want to be a part of the pack, then, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you leave a little information, because one thing I have noticed about me, I'm not for everybody, but I will invite you, but I know that everybody is not for everybody. So, some people do gyms. I don't do gyms. So I want to hear some music. I want to stop. I want to hula hoop. I want to just, stretch my back out a little bit, stretch my ankle out a little bit, and sip a little bit of a cocktail and run it back with a little bit of water. That's my version of my workout, okay? Listen. I can't have nobody Billy Blanks hollering in my ear. I really got to change that mindset, because I said that I was going to do the women's competition in January. So I got this lady Lorraine keep calling me like, Connie, you want to get in the December show for bodybuilding? I said, girl, no. I said, they will close the curtain. Like, you clearly at the wrong doggone competition, dear. So give me like 60 to 90 days. I'm on it. But y'all already know how I start. If you follow me, you listen to me, you know I'm I'm all about when I start the process of cleansing and detoxing and controlling my weight. It's going to always start with a colonic. So shout out to colon hydrotherapy over there. We getting ready to schedule. It's about 3 or 4 of us. We got to start. We got to clear the clutter in order to get ourselves organized, because how I'm going in on cupcakes, I'm telling you, what is it I said? I said, I know I got a parasite living with me. He didn't forwarded his address because I want cupcakes. I've been eating bad. So yeah, I think that may be too a part of the grief. Like, I feel like I'm babbling, but I'm going through some things too. So this month has been a no TV November. So I have not been watching TV all month. And boy, have I got a lot of stuff done. I got the boxes ready. I got all of my tumblers ready. So I just want to, I know a lot of people give up stuff for Lent. A lot of people do intermittent fasting. We cut different things out of our life. I don't have notifications on my phone. Y'all, we have to tap out sometime from the blue light, the blue app, these screens, everything, so you can kind of like reset yourselves. Because I think that sometimes what I've found with myself is I think that I do so many things so I don't have to think about one thing, so when last week I said this show was going to be catered to Pat Braxton, who is a part of the December show, but she's traveling right now on tour. Shout out to Pat Braxton too. We're going to have her in here right now. They like, well, you want to come to Germany, Connie? I can't. That's no, but I'm going to wait for you to come back to Vegas, Pat. And when you come back, we're going to have you on the show, which is before the December show. And we look forward to seeing your beautiful face here in the studio. But I said that I really wanted to talk about how we are handling grief and grieving. And it's funny because I was having a conversation with a friend, and normally I have just like a bin full of things that I want to tap into, whether it's politics, whether what's going on in entertainment. But the fact that I had not watched TV since Halloween, okay, because I think I got caught up in like 8 series show, and I'm like, girl, no, we're not doing this, Connie. We'll turn off the dog on TV and focus. It allowed me to really listen to what was going on. I spoke about it last week. I went to a master class with Brian Walsh, Zoom masterclass, and just listening to some of the things that he said, and it's like, your reality is what's real, what's going on in your world. And I think it's just so crazy because my friend was like, why don't you just really be transparent and emotional? And I'm like, he was like, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, grief. I said, I think a lot of people are grieving and just really, don't want to deal with it. I said, because I know I miss my brother. He was like, well, you should talk about it. And I'm like, it's so emotional. So every time I even say it, it's so unbelievable that I could feel like I'm going to break. But then when my mother called and she was like, what am I going to do? She having surgery, so I will be leaving December. I'll be gone for the first 2 weeks or so of December because she has to have surgery. And now I feel like she thinking crazy, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But we miss the people that's gone, But, if we spend so much time grieving over what has already happened, are we really taking away from the time of the people that are still here? So, I think I might need a commercial.
You don't need a commercial. There's some Kleenex right there, though, but that's the point of being vulnerable. You got me over here sniffling.
That's why
I got some in my eye.
I only got 3 eyelashes on one eye.
Some in my eye. Allergies.
But yeah, it's just...
Grief is very interesting. My mother passed away September 19th, 2001. And I swear it feels like yesterday. It feels like I think it's definitely gotten lighter over the years, but it's still like I remember things like it just happened. I'm like having a memory and I'm like, oh yeah, remember, I'm talking to my brother like, oh, I remember when mom did blah, blah, blah. And it was like, it sounds like it was yesterday, but it was 2001. And I think it's natural to just grieve people. Like I grieve my grandparents, I love them dearly. And I think the process of grieving needs to be you being able to speak about it and crying. Like, so go ahead and cry. Like, it's nothing wrong with it. I think that a lot of people try to, be hard, be strong.
And I don't even think I'm trying to be hard. I'm just...
Or you just don't want to cry. Is that what it is?
I just don't believe it.
And you may not. And at some point, I think you have to... at some point you have to realize, okay, this person really is gone. And that's wild. Like, I think to myself, like, dude, my mom really is not here. And it's been 24 years, So I don't know that... that you ever have a realization like they're really gone. Like I'll be waking up matter of fact, like even just a few weeks ago, I remember I was like, I should go to my grandparents' house. Like I literally had this thought in my head, like this happened. I would go to my grandparents' house and tell them or hang out with them or something like that. And, it's just, and then you just snap and you be like, wait, like this is real life. Like this person is not available to me. I can't call them. I can't go to their house, but I think it definitely gets lighter. I don't know when your brother passed away, but it gets lighter, but I don't know that it gets easier.
Yeah, no, it's not yet. And it's just a pile of people, so I think it's just a trigger for everybody. But then like right before I came in the studio, I'm looking at my niece's page and she looked just like him. It's crazy. And then she posted like this post and I think it was the trigger because she said what did she say? The rabbit got me. She was like, she went back in her social media and was just like looking at all these videos of her life. And, I know these moments because me and my brother would be laughing and talking like, man, guess what Dana doing? And I would be cracking up like, yo, leave her alone. Let her do her thing. And looking at the pictures and she was like, who knew that today I wouldn't have my dad or, she was like, I'm not even this person anymore. And just having a son without her father, it's just hard.
Yeah. And I think that the process of grieving starts all over when a life change happens. Like even like me getting married, I'm like, dang, like, like these people can't even be here to share that with me. Or I start a business or I started a new business or, whatever. It's just like life things happening. You're like, dang, that person can't even be here to share this. But I think that me going to therapy definitely was helpful because it kind of, your therapist can give you strategic ways to kind of process them passing away. So your brain starts to understand like, oh, okay, that person isn't here, but I can remember these things. I can still talk to them and have these connections with this person, even though they're not physically here. So grief is tough.
Because it's like, as much as I cried, I really got to laugh. I'm crying because I miss them. But then I laugh because we have so many funny moments where I can still just be like
this dude's wild.
Didn't know me, because he always used to say that about me, because like if you know me, I can write. So I've always wrote poetry. I can freestyle. So I would be writing this rap.
No, you gotta freestyle. Don't be saying it if you can't do it.
He used to be looking at me like, yo, is you crazy? He used to be like, man, you too hard. When we was young, like, and it's crazy because all day I've been getting reminders. So my best friend Crystal Pinkins, she was murdered, and that's on First 48. It was just horrific. But that was my first. No, actually, Delmita was. Delmita, I think I lost her about in the 8th grade. Like my first best friend, and she was at a fight, and it just went crazy, a riot, and she ended up getting decapitated by somebody jumping in a car and trying to back out away from the fight. Ran her over, didn't know where they was. They hit, stopped, and went back over. So if they had ran over once, maybe she would have been paralyzed. But the fact they ran over her twice, she ended up being decapitated. So Crystal and I dealt with that. That was from the 8th grade. And then to lose Crystal, like we have been best friends since the 2nd grade. And she got shot from gunshot. Like just crazy. Just craziness, you know? And then Pebbles, cancer, and then my brother. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. But have you taken time to process the grief?
I think by the time you process it, somebody else done died.
But then you just keep. But then you get the tools. Like, have you gone to therapy like for just yourself?
Yeah, not with all of this, for something else though, because a lot of people that don't really know me doesn't know that I'm a victim of gun violence. Mm-hmm. So I had to go to therapy for my own situation, you know, because I was shot by a girl, and I used to be handicapped on the whole side of my body. So people don't know, like I've been through a lot.
But I think that listen, I'm an advocate of therapy, like for real. And I never had any like childhood trauma other than my mom. My mom was the first person to pass away that I ever knew. Though. And I was in college, you know, so I was a sophomore in college, sophomore or junior, but I was in college. So, but she was ill for a while. So and then too, I had 8 days to process she was about to pass away. So it was like I had a little bit of time to understand, okay, my mom is going to pass away. She's very sick. I would rather her not be in this state. So I had time to kind of allow myself to understand, like, okay, I got to let her go. But at the same time, like, you wake up and your mom's no longer there. You know, that's a whole different thing to process. But I didn't even start going to therapy until like 2014. So I didn't even realize that even caused me sadness. I didn't realize I didn't realize I had this unaddressed grief in me until then. And I think I should not have waited that long. So I do advocate for therapy for many things. It could be grief. It could be menopause. It could be, it could just be like coaching through your entrepreneurship. It could be many things. And that was helpful for me. Like with therapy, you know, I went from being an executive working for other people to, you know, being my own boss. So that was helpful. I mean, I went to therapy. I had an issue with traffic, child. Like, I was like, this Vegas traffic is getting out of control, and it was stressing me out. So I think that there's there's variations of things that trigger you, and you don't even know why. And you go to therapy.
I know.
Process through that grief.
And you know what? I think, and go to therapy and having your own therapy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you really shut out the noise and really have real conversations with yourself, I realize that the therapy that I've created is business. So I create.
No, that's not therapy.
Listen, let me finish. Okay. No, my therapy, my mindset for therapy, because I've created businesses around the problem. So, like, I never in the world meant to create no event business. I I wanted to sell bedroom candy, and it just got bigger and bigger. But I lost I lost a friend in the beginning of it, and I think, like I said, it made me go hard in the business and just stay busy. You know what I'm saying? Keep people around you. And now here you create this party vibe, you know, where it's like, okay, you're gonna celebrate everybody that's here. You didn't take a moment to, you know, sit in that healing process of losing and loss and watching your friend die. So you think, and I've done funerals, which you already know that, because shout out to your partner as well, your husband, the funeral, what's the name of the funeral?
Inspired Life Memorials and Cremations.
Okay, right. And just working with dead people and doing hair and makeup, like there's a joy and a peace that comes from me. That's why I'm able to be so good at doing that. But then you think, when you know that person on the table, it changes everything. So like the first person's makeup I ever did funeral was my grandmother, and it wasn't as emotional because all I know is Irene wanted to look good. She do not have her out here looking crazy, because she was not gonna have it. And honey, she was Eastern Star white. Her gazelles on, baby. She was ready. She was casket ready. I put her all the way together, and I was so excited to share that last moment with her, because right before she died, I think she had drove me crazy about ordering these wigs, these crazy Tammy Faye Baker looking wigs off this catalog that she would have prior to, you know, all this lace front, because my grandmother been dead 20 plus years. And just, you know, fixing her up and just seeing the peace over her, but then going back in that same funeral home, in that same setting where my best friend, the same age as me, I have to do her makeup, and she literally has gotten shot in the head, and her whole forehead is blown out, and having to pack that up and do her makeup and then send her out.
I do have a question on that. Like, why did you do that?
Why wouldn't I?
That because of the trauma you may have had me have later.
Nah. No. Okay. So they tried it.
Because I mean, I can't even imagine.
Okay. So they tried
I don't look at bodies.
Yeah. See, I don't have a problem with it. So they tried it. And when I went in the funeral home, they had all this. My friend had freckles. They had all this makeup on her face. She looked dead. And I was like, I just went crazy. Like, get this mess. What is this? And I just remember taking these wipes and just cleaning her face, and was like, I'm going to get you all the way together. And then me and one of my associates, Maria, she always did the nails, because we were from back home. So she would go with me to do the funerals. She would do the nails and the hands, you know, and make it funeral appropriate. I would do the hair and the makeup. And once we did her, it was so beautiful. But I found I was angry. I wasn't happy after that. I was angry with her that we was even there. So then,
you never processed that.
Oh, I was so mad at her. Even when I was doing her makeup, I was just fussing at her. And I always used to fuss at her, and she always would be like, "Girl, shut up." You know, like, I always been my mother. You know, she'd be like, "Oh gosh, shut up." And it was crazy because I was chastising her as I did her makeup on the table. And Maria was like, right, you know, she was agreeing with me. We fussing at her, and all of a sudden her hand moved off the table. Maria was like, the fuck? I was like, don't get slapped, Crystal. I was like, see, she played too much. She played too much. And I swear it was like, you know, just looking at her. But then watching your friend, you know, so those people are already gone. But then dealing with a friend in cancer. I never seen nobody go through cancer.
I did. That's what my mom had. My mom had breast cancer. But
that's your age, though. You know, that's different.
I would imagine so. I mean, I would imagine there's, you know, plenty of situations. So my neighbor, just 2 weeks ago, my neighbor from the old office, he had a recording studio down at Commercial Center. And so we both moved about the same time.
Upstairs, the guy down? Okay.
So he was fatally shot while driving just a few weeks ago.
Here?
Here. So he was driving, someone shot him in the head, and he hit, I guess he must have hit something that caused an impact. So I just talked to him. Like, I had just talked to him like a few weeks, before. He was like, "Hey, what's up, E?" Like, "Hey, what you got going? I want to slide through."
How old was he?
I think he's like in his early 30s. And but he was always super bubbly, just like, cool guy. And I mean, he had his, his things that he got into, but he was always very sweet and nice to me. And the day he was shot, or it would have been early that morning, I bought this news board that he told me to buy, and I was gonna call him and be like, "Hey, I can't figure out how to hook this thing up, so I literally have it with me in the car. Like, I gotta ship it back to them to send it back, because I don't know how to use it, so they gotta redo it, whatever, send it back." But I was gonna call him that day, and I was like, something just said, "Okay, I'll call him tomorrow," or whatever.
Oh, never.
Well, he was already passed away at that point.
But they say if you always think or do something, do it. Especially about a person. Never wait.
Yeah, I usually do, but I didn't that day, only because it was like, okay, this controller, I got to send it back anyway, so I'll just call him when it comes back. Like, because they had to fix something, and when they sent it to me, it was cracked when they delivered it. So I was like, I'll just call him when it comes back, so he can show me how to do whatever. But it's just like, you never know when people are going to pass away.
How did you find out?
I saw it on Facebook. We have him in our care now. So he has a service coming up. But it's just crazy. Like, you never know. Man. And you never know how you're going to process certain things. But I'm telling you, Connie, if you go to therapy, it'll allow you to process through the grieving part of it, so you understand how to process it. It's nothing wrong with grieving. It's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with remembering something and be like,
I don't think it is.
But you just gotta listen. You just gotta go to therapy, and therapy really isn't that expensive. There's actually a Kayenta Therapy, which is in Summerlin. It's like Summerlin Parkway. It's like past Rampart. They have like therapy. It's like $50 per session. And but there's plenty of places that have therapy.
I got clients as therapists too.
Don't go to them.
I know.
No, don't go to them.
All right.
Just go to.
I know y'all, but
just go to someone you don't know. They shouldn't be able to take you anyway if you're their friend.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, but either way, just go. And just process through. Be like, "Hey man, listen, I'm going through these spouts where I have some serious grieving, some days that I'm just grieving, like, and you just have to be able to process it. It's tough,
man.
And then you think about, what if, when could this happen to this person, and that will consume you. So.
And that's really the thing, because he was supposed to be here. And so, just, and my brothers keep writing us. When I seen him, I just knew. I knew something went right. But I ain't gonna even keep going back and forth with it.
How long ago did your brother pass away?
Man, it ain't even been what? It just was hitting on like the 2nd year mark. But it's like yesterday.
So this was just in the past couple of years.
A year, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, this just
Wait,
happened.
a year?
Well, it's been almost 2 years.
Okay.
But yeah, what is it? 2025? Oh no, it happened 2 years. Just what I'm saying, time goes so fast. Because I just can't even believe it.
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't even get to turn 50. Neither did Pebbles. Neither did Chris. None of these people got to turn 50. So it's like,
and then too, you might have like survivor's guilt, and that's a whole different thing to process through too. You got to process. There's so many different things to do with grief where you really need to process it with a licensed therapist. Because
that's true. Now that I think that's what I had with Crystal, because like This is like people be like, oh, you, Connie, you need to. But I used to really be different. Mm-hmm. Like, so it was crazy because Krista was the cute little, she talked a lot of mess and got a lot of mess started, but never was really the one for the battle. So it would be us, like, no mess with Krista, and it's like, oh, Connie, here come Connie.
Connie was fighting the battle. So, why am I not surprised? Sheesh.
Right. So, and it's crazy because shout out to my homegirl Theanne too. Happy belated birthday if you're watching. But we both said that, like, we couldn't believe she was gone. Mm-hmm. Like, out of all of us, she was like, it should have been one of us, Connie. And she was like, I hate to say it. Mm-hmm. She was like, I said, because definitely me, because I'm just, rah mouth. I'm always with it about it, and I'm just like, we couldn't. And then this girl left 6 kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now you see everything going on with her children. And actually her son, that's little Derek from Love After Lockup. So that's like my nephew, right? I don't watch, but yeah, he was on the season, but he pretty popular from that show.
I did watch a couple. I ain't gonna act like I ain't watch it.
He's a little short, light skinned guy with the big girl. It was kind of, I think, the most popular season ever, but little Derek. So that's her son. And it just is a lot, just watching the dynamic, the cause and effect, of losing a mother, being young, and kids having to learn how to survive. And now, not only were her and I best friends, but her mother and my mother are best friends. Mm-hmm. So now her mom losing her hearing, losing her sight, she just had to be put in a facility because my mother was trying to take care of her. And I'm like, yo, Mom, you can't,
Something you said earlier at the beginning of your show, you were talking about, I don't know if you're talking about your mom's talking about, like, saying, are y'all gonna put me in a nursing home? And I think the reality is that, yeah. And I'm not saying that about your mom specifically, but I'm saying it because, like, my grandmother, she got dementia. She got to the point where she couldn't really walk or move very well. And none of us are nurses. None of us are like that type of caregiver. So we still had to have a nurse there half the day. So I'm like, she needs to be in a facility where they can lift her up with whatever machines they have. They need to be able to move her around. She couldn't move because she hurt her leg or knee, and she had surgery on her knee. So it was just like, dude, we can't do this. Like, we can't provide the level of care that she really needs to have.
Y'all went and visited her and stuff.
No, we didn't put her in a facility. I'm saying that we probably should have. Yeah, because it causes so much strain from things that
on the caregiver, whoever that person is.
It does. And the caregivers were my aunt and my sister. And the reality is that some of us just can't do it. Like, I couldn't see my grandmother be ill every day and get worse and worse. And thank goodness for my sister and my aunt for doing so. And I actually did the what is it called? The funeral? No, the eulogy. I did the eulogy for my grandmother. And in the eulogy, I said, I thanked both of them for doing that, especially for those of us who could not do it. But I do think that we should have probably got a caregiver, like put her in a facility that could provide that care 24 hours that were licensed to do so, because it's tough. And then too, now they have to deal with not being able to take care of her anymore because she's gone. So now they got to grieve a whole different type of grief than the rest of us, or, it's just, it's tough. And especially too, if it's only one of you. Like, I don't know.
Man, that's why I tell people, like, have more than one kid.
No, I don't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, because it's just me, and it'd be a lot. It's just me for my mother, my sons, they had a dad, but it's still just the woman. A lot of the stuff is falling on the woman in the family, and she is the least celebrated. So if you don't really take that time to yourself.
But that's why I say it's not terrible to get a caregiver or have them in a facility. And also, too, the guilt that people feel by not being able to take care of their loved one every day. They're like, oh, well, I'm supposed to do this, or this is just, but you can't. So at some point you got to realize, like, I can't do this. Like, there's some things I can't do. I can't, if this person can't change themselves or clean themselves, like, it's like, how do you navigate this? And I'm sure you could figure out some things, but
it's taxing.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it literally like my whole life, because before I even had children, I was taking care of my grandfather. Mm-hmm. You know, my grandparents were older. My grandfather was a paraplegic, and I remember being like a 12-year-old girl, like him lifting up because he only had one leg, like, come here, help me up.
Yeah, I would be walking him. That's a lot on a 12-year-old.
Yeah, so that's what's so crazy, because I tell people my strength is invisible because you don't even know how crazy.
I need you to process that with a licensed therapist.
Yeah,
that's a lot. No, that's a lot.
No, and took care of my grandmother. I took care of both of my grandparents and made the call when it was the final hour. Mm-hmm. And I was young. And by the time I did it for my grandmother, I had children. It was the first person my children lost. So I had to process that, and just me and my grandmother, where I'm from, we all lived on one street. I was 12 houses down from my grandmother. My aunt lived next door, and my mother lived across the main street, so because my children was raised by the whole family, and the school was at the other. So the school was at one end, my mother was at the other end, me, my grandmother, and auntie all lived in one block. Mm-hmm. So that's how it was, so the kids would go there before or after school. If I had to work, I took care of them.
I understand the village.
Yeah.
But when it comes to taking care of someone who is actively dying,
and she was tough.
That's different.
And it was, what it was. And my grandmother was a strong, independent, beautiful, successful woman. And when it got to the point where she always would say, don't worry about me until I can't sign my check. And when she couldn't sign that check, it was like, whoa. Like, you something is happening for real. And then I think that's when it clicked in her, like, you got to sign this check for me, And it was like, you got to be.
What's the statute of limitations?
Yeah, no, but she made sure. And as I look back now as an older woman, she was grooming me, to be like, listen, you got to be rooted. You got to get the Bible. Everybody insurance policy is in the Bible. Make sure this happened. You got to do this. You got to do that. Make sure when I go to the funeral home, make sure they don't take this. Make sure you get out. Just like, and it's crazy because she was plowing all these things in my mind, but it was causing such a division with the family because literally me and my aunt used to be close. Me and my aunt have not had a relationship since my grandmother's death because of my grandmother. Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens.
Yeah.
Like my grandparents had trust and, they will everything. Like all of the homes were in the family trust, all the money, whatever. And the shit still hit the fan. And the thing is, so I feel like it's almost inevitable.
It's inevitable.
But no matter how much it's in place, like if something could go wrong. And I think you just you gotta set people free. I just set family members free. I ain't talked to them since the funeral.
I be trying to tell my mother that.
You gotta set people free, whether they're your family members or not.
I say once you start talking to yourself about the person instead of talking to them, it's getting dangerous. It's getting sticky. It's getting sticky in here. Seriously.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta set people free, and sometimes they got the same blood as you.
Listen,
but therapy is important.
I know, and I feel as if you trying to tell me I need therapy.
I think everybody needs therapy. When I tell you, and so I'm very aware of how to process things, how to process my feelings. My grandmother was the first master social worker in the state of Nevada. So she eventually was a clinical social worker. She was over CPS here in Nevada. So the way that she would communicate with us was a little bit different. So I had gentle parenting before there was gentle parenting. So I was able to, say things or ask questions about certain things. And so that's when it came to like the time where I needed to go to therapy. I went to therapy for a breakup, and it just allowed me the opportunity to talk about other things that may have been bothering me. I didn't even know were bothering me. So since then, I think I've been a big advocate for therapy with even my family members, because I'm the oldest grandchild, so like my siblings, my cousins, I advocate for them to go to therapy, and a lot of them have, and I'm very thankful that they did, because some of them lost their parents, or maybe they were going through a tough time in school, or maybe something happened to them that they don't want to talk to anybody about. I don't know.
How old was your mom when she passed away?
She was 41.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when I turned 41, that was
I was about to say.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing. I was like, okay, am I gonna make it? Like,
that's yeah.
And then too, I always have to get I've had to get mammograms early because of that, and that's a whole process in itself.
We just was talking about that. Let's talk about mammograms. She talking about, Connie, put your breasts in there, stand up straight. I said, girl, do I have that much titty? I cannot lean forward and stand.
Like, first of all, they need to come with a different process.
They definitely need to
first
do
of all, it hurts. Depending on what size your breasts are, it hurts. It's bad. The first time I ever got one, I cried.
No,
I was literally crying, and I was like, "This is not okay.
This is inhumane. This is some man-made type mess up in here." Because a woman did not create this.
Couldn't have. And the thing is, and I think I told my husband. He asked me about it one time. He was like, what does that feel like, or whatever? And I told him it's extremely painful, and I told him I cried. Like, every time I'm supposed to go, he's like, "You want me to go with you?" Like, you need
no. Because I told the girl too, I said, I swear, I said, on everything I love, as soon as that pancake plate thing come up, I'm rushing over there and bust you in your head. I was like, because I swear you did not have to. She was like, "I'm sorry, Miss Mitchell, I gotta do it." I was like,
it's crazy.
Oh my God. Girl.
It's crazy, and there has to be another way. And I agree with you on that man-made thing. I've been following this dude on Instagram, and he's been for 50 days. I think I sent you one of his videos. For 50 days, he's been learning about women's bodies.
Yeah,
and like I hear him talk about this, and he's like, "I cannot even believe this." Like he's like,
okay, let's start with a high heel.
He's like, right. He's like, I can't even believe. He's like, this stuff has to be based off of men's health. Like, it's not, none of it is in favor of women. There's no way a woman created that. There's no, I don't care what they put on the Google. Ain't no way.
No.
Or a pap smear.
A speculum. Hello?
Listen.
If you don't get these two thumbs from the biggest man ever in history, and just girl, click one more time.
Because why?
Click,
and you know what? I went
time.
to a new GYN in the past couple of years, and they don't use those machines. They just have like a small thing they do. I'm like, damn, why did we have to do this in the first place? And it's like an innovative thing.
So that's the TMI, because I had to have that. It was a ultrasound. Ovarian ultrasound.
And they put that long ass thing up in you.
Excuse me, they turn it with a light,
right? And then they turning it all around. Are you like,
no? The lights were low and the music was on.
Right.
I said, well, girl, you might as well give me a glass of wine, because I feel like you just violated me.
Because what is really going
I was
on?
like, this is nuts.
And listen, and after a certain age, you just gonna have to get it. Like, it's not even really an option. They try to make it seem like, okay, we saw this, so we want you to go get this. No, they go do it. And they're gonna tell you.
Let's talk about if you ain't even used to your legs being open that wide, and it's cold, the sheet this thing.
Oh my gosh. And I'm like, first of all, why do you want me to cover up, ma'am? You all up in my vajayjay. Okay,
my back.
Like what is really going on?
She like, scoot down more. Right. I'm like, ma'am, that's ass. Like,
and I'm just like, first of all, y'all really playing with this sheet. Like, why do you have this sheet, ma'am? You can see. That's a whole
because
show
they
you need to
expose
do.
it. They bring up the sheet to your stomach, so everything.
I'm like, why are you got the
under
sheet?
is
Who's the
exposed.
sheet for? You
then
or
they
me?
come back up here and pull it down and squeezing and pressing on your breast. I just couldn't stop laughing. I said, "Ma'am, I am totally." I said, "I don't know. I feel violated."
I'm just like, who is this for? But at the same time, I know men do go through that when they have like colonics or they have like their
the prostate
exam, and or not a colonic, colonoscopy.
Yeah.
And I had a colonoscopy one time, like when I was in my 20s.
That's
my stomach was hurting.
listen.
I didn't know what it was. It didn't hurt.
But no, the man's biopsy in the prostate, that's another level.
What you mean, like they take something out of the butt?
Yeah.
Well, that's if you got something in your butt, right?
So no, like if they testing, no, not your butt. I'm sorry, your penile.
Oh my God! But isn't that the same as one of their STD tests? They got to put the Q-tip in the hole. It's like long. They like got to put it in the hole. Like when I found that out, like because in college, in college they want you to go get tested. So. Oh, my husband ain't watch. My college
What you mean you know he ain't watch?
My college boyfriend, because he don't think I had nobody before him. Okay, so my college boyfriend had to go get tested, and he told me about. I was like, I know you lying, because how does that even go? I can't even imagine, like, how does that go in there? Like, it's this long ass Q-tip. Like, what? You got to put that in there?
Well, that's
in the hole.
The scrotum. It's
God. Not in the butt.
No, it's going through the penis.
Yeah,
I mean, not the scrotum, but I'm supposed to know all these parts. But through the penis, it's like a little tunnel that leads like the sperm. So
sheesh.
that's how.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it
And
is.
the thing is, things are so painful. What are we learning here? Clearly, we ain't been to the moon. Because what is really going on?
Yeah.
You only got 1 minute
But what a way
left.
to switch the topics. Okay, like
we grieving our vajayjays at this point, because what is really going on?
no, that's what my homegirl. She called me. She said, "You the doctor, Connie." I said, "I'm the vaginator. How can I help you?" She said, "My vagina going flat." I said, "What you mean, like flat, like the air going out?" She was like, "It's disappearing." I said, "It ain't plump like it used to be." And she like in her 60s. I said, "Well, you're gonna have to sit that baby in some water." I think I said this on the show before. Yeah, you gotta take a bath, all that showering.
Wait, what does that have to do with her?
You gotta listen.
Deflating?
You can buy neck bones and they can taste seasoned good, but if you don't boil them babies long enough, it's gonna be some tough flat skin. You gotta boil it to plump
Or
it.
maybe
like a
she's
hot
losing
dog.
too many pounds.
No, I think you need to soak it.
Oh my God, you and this damn.
I think you need to boil the dogs.
I think you could take baths. Yes.
Yeah.
But that
all
ain't,
women need to marinate their body parts.
I think that is an old school thing. No.
Don't wash. We didn't talk about this before. Don't wash your body. Definitely soak your muscles
Yeah.
in water.
Mm-hmm.
Vaginal. All
Rejuvenation.
right. Vaginal.
Oh man.
Right. Plump that pop.
Pop that pump. Pop that pump. Okay, I'm done.
No.
Show's over.
Right. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you if you stayed tuned. I know it's been kind of a crazy show. I appreciate you. Make sure you follow, click, subscribe, comment. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV. I will see you next week. Stay safe.